talking about the yield curve, it is impossible to talk about the yield curve without talking about the Fed, because they own the short end of the market. That Fed funds rate, the discount rate, the rate at which the short end of the curve is then working off of is completely controlled by the Fed. Now, to be particular, I've used the terminology the Fed sets the Fed funds rate. Well, let's just be grammatically correct. They target the Fed funds rate. In other words, the Fed does not have the authority to say to banks, you must lend your money at this interest rate. But through the mechanisms that we were just talking about, through the repo market, through the coupon pass, what the Fed is actually doing is they are trying to get the supply of money in the marketplace at a certain level to achieve that interest rate. In other words, when the Fed said we're bringing the Fed funds rate down to zero, they then had to inject liquidity into the marketplace to make that rate go down there. And in fact, quite frankly, here in the US, we have an extremely efficient banking system. When our central bank, when our Fed makes a declaration, this is where the new Fed funds rate will be when they go to change it next, what we tend to see here in the US is as soon as the Fed makes that announcement, the rate goes to there. Because the marketplace knows the Fed is going to do what they need to do to get that rate there. I do contrast that with other central banks that are not necessarily as efficient or as liquid, where the central bank might have a stated rate as to what the lending rate is, but they have not yet affected the amount of cash in circulation to get it there. Again, our system, we're fortunate to have a system that is liquid as our system is, so that as soon as the Fed sets what the new rate is, the marketplace adjusts to that rate immediately with the knowledge and expectation that through these mechanisms, the Fed will do what they need to do to get that rate to where it needs to be in terms of the amount of cash in circulation.